Hi everybody, there's a plane coming over. Jesus Christ, that's timing. Thanks buddy. Hello, good morning. This is a what would you, dear viewer, do type of video. Let me explain. I'm on my Canyon Grizl CFSL8 that I've had for almost 3 years now. Love the bike, it's a beauty. I've done a lot to it to make myself feel more comfortable on the bike. I've also done some tweaking to the look and feel. I bought some gorgeous wheels, I have a comfy saddle, but there is a but. I don't have electronic shifting on this bike, and I would love to go to electronic shifting, especially because I have a lot of problems with my hands since a year or so, maybe even longer.
Martin from the future here. I was editing this video, and in the video I say I've been struggling for a year with my hands, but that's not true. I've been struggling with my hands for over 20 years, as long as I can remember, since I've started riding road bikes and now into gravel bikes. Tried everything. I've had multiple bikes. I've had multiple bike fits. At least six. Tried all sorts of things, different handlebars, tape, gloves, suspension, uh, you name it. At this point, I've pretty much accepted hand numbness is a part of life, and it's probably due to restriction in my wrists. So the nerves get blocked for some reason. I haven't fully given up, but yeah, I think it's a fact of life for me that I will suffer hand numbness on long rides, especially nowadays since I've become more and more interested in riding ultras and long distance events. So yeah, and that's also the reason, of course, like I say in the video, why I want to go to electronic shifting to help me on the days where my hand numbness is so bad that I have trouble shifting the bike. So let's continue.
I would even start to call it nerve damage at this point, because it's been going on for so long, and I don't have sensation in a couple of my fingers anymore. So electronic shifting would definitely help, especially on long days where I struggle a lot with my hands. I sometimes can't even shift anymore because I just don't feel what my fingers are doing. Braking is still okay, so that's something I can still manage to do, but especially the shifting part, yeah, that's just a pain in the butt. So I've been thinking about a couple Jesus. La, la, la. So I've been thinking about a couple options as of late. Maybe because I still love this bike, I should just go for an electronic group set and have the bike shop put that on here, or get a new bike. Now, is there any bike rider who isn't jumping from his seat from the thought of getting a new bike? Be honest guys, the idea is always super attractive, isn't it? Just listing a couple of pros and cons, right? A pro for going to an electronic group set on the current bike is I still love this bike. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fairly new. I fit on it, I did a bike fit on it. This is as good as it gets, comfort wise. I love the look of the bike. It's an absolute smoke show. I think it's a beauty. A group set in itself would cost less to put on here. I mean, group plus bike shop work would cost less than a completely new bike, of course. But it is still relatively expensive, right? I would say, I'm ballpark here, but I would say about 2,000 euros to get a group that is similar in what I have now. So let's say a SRAM 4s, or maybe what's the one below that? Is that the Apex? Yeah, but let's say 1,500, 2,000 euros. It's a lot of money, isn't it, to put in a bike that's actually 3 years old right now. Yeah, and then of course the pain in the neck of trying to figure out what exact group sets, because a lot of it nowadays is one by. I see SRAM having the XPLR, no, the UDH. I don't understand all that. Do I need a new body? Do I go with one by? Oh, to me that's already a headache. I don't know how you guys do it, but whoa. So yeah, then the other option is getting a new bike, but then you open up a whole new can of worms, budget-wise, of course, but also what bike to get. I knew, sorry, I know there's a new Canyon Grizl out. I don't know. Let's have a look at the new Canyon Grizl.
Canyon fanboy here, so for me it just makes sense to look at Canyon first. Of course, I will be looking at other bikes as well, other brands, but like I said, Canyon fanboy. So looking at their gravel bikes, I already had a Grail in the past, the more racy bike, but nowadays focusing more on ultras and bikepacking. The Grizzle made more sense to me, so that's what I also got 2, 3 years ago. The Grizzle CFSL8, like I said earlier in the video. Yeah, and there's a new Grizzle out. It's called either the OG or the Escape. We're gonna have a look at the differences in a sec. But first of all, the aluminium version, that is still, yeah, the model I have, I would say. So that's the frame that I have. Of course, I have the carbon version, but this is the alloy and looks, yeah, the same like what I have right now. Different color. I do like this. What's it called? Off-white. And then this is a little bit darker than what I have, but really nice colors for the aluminium. But going back to the the new Grizzles, let's have a look at the OG first, right? Because that is the, I would say more standard bike. Because the Escape, that's the one with the very typical Canyon handlebars. So, OG. You can see the CFs, meaning carbon, and then there's a 7, a 6, there's an 8, and then you have an eclipse and a rift. Let's try to make sense of this. The 6, 7, and 8, that is not much of a difference, but they have different group sets. So the 6 has the SRAM Apex, that's mechanical. Then the 7 has the Shimano GRX, a 1 by that's also mechanical. Then you have the 8, which is Di2. So this would be interesting because it has the electronic shifting, but it's a 1 by, and I do prefer a 2 by, to be honest. I am a roadie at heart. I will never lose my love for a 2 by. Then the Eclipse, that's the 9. I think one of the most expensive ones of the new Grizzle. Over 8,000 euros. Gee. Anyway, Eclipse means it has lighting already fixed onto the handlebar in the front, so a front light and also a rear light that's permanently on the bike, and it also has a dynamo hub. So if you're into maybe for commuting, I would say, and for ultras, of course, it's super nice to have a dynamo and constantly have the availability of power. So yeah, ultra slash commuter bike. And then the Rift, yeah, the Rift is the one with the suspension fork. So this one has the suspension fork, has a mechanical group set, the Rival XPLR. So if I would just filter the OGs, right? So the Grizzle OGs on electronic shifting, I see there are 3 options for me. It's the 8 with a Di2, 1 by, it's the Rift with the suspension front fork, but I don't know if I want to go to a suspension fork, and then it's the Eclipse with also the lights and the dynamo hub. Bit too much for me, also budget-wise. To be honest, I also think the Di2 one, so this purple one, is already over my budget. It's 5,099 euros. Bit too much for my liking, to be honest. Okay, let's have a look at the Escape then. I'll go to both the electronic and the mechanical to have the full overview of the bikes. I think I see three of them, three different ones. Okay, it says the Eclipse, so the one with the lights on them and the dynamo hub, that's coming soon. So let's focus on the CF7 Escape or the 9 Escape with the Rift. Rift again, meaning the suspension front fork. Budget friendlier, 3,000 euros, is the 7. Huh. No electronic shifting. It does have the GRX, but mechanical group sets. And like I said, I wanted to have electronic. So, yeah, looking at what I'm looking for, let's put that same filter on and see what happens. Let's go to just the electronic. It's just the 7,000 euro Rift version. So it has the suspension fork I don't necessarily need or want, and it's way above budget. I'm not gonna do this. This is just too much. Yeah, and then what do you guys think of the handlebars? Let's see if we can get a better picture. Ah, here it is. Typical Canyon, right? Typical Canyon to do something that is completely out of the box. Well, of course, some brands like Redshift have, I think they call it kitchen sink handlebars, something similar. The downside of handlebars like these is if you buy this bike and you figure out you don't like it, hmm, you're pretty much stuck with it, right? There's not much you can do. Uh, Maybe put a different handlebar on, but that'll cost you. Um, yeah, and it is the Swiss Army knife of handlebars, so I get that. I get that, but uh, nah, this is not for me. I don't, what do you guys think? So, in summary, I don't know the new Grizzle. It has some very fun, out of the box ideas, but it's not for me. No, I have to just go with my feeling and say no, no, thank you, Canyon. Uh, I get what you're trying to do, but it's not my cup of tea. So, gut feeling, right? First of all, I have to love a bike. I have to be like, wow, this is my bike. The feeling I have with my current Canyon Grizl, I just when I look at the bike, I'm like, yeah, I love it. I love the look. I like how it fits. Blah blah blah. This is my bike. So in all honesty, what I would like to have is just have a magic wand, snap my finger, whatever, and have electronic shifting on there. Uh, so what I also could do is have a look in the outlets of Canyon and look what I found. Gravel outlets. The old model, so the model I have, is still available in a couple of versions, and one of them, ta-da, it's the Pro version, so it's the SLX instead of the SL that I have. It's an 8 again. I have an 8 as well, so meaning it, for example, has the I'll click on it. It has the suspension seat post. It has a Shimano GRX, but this is the DI2, so this is the electronic group set. This one also has the fancy DT Swiss wheels, but yeah, I'll just use my zip wheels, the ones I already have, if I would get this bike. But this bike, I look at it. Okay, okay. I'm gonna be honest. The color, oof, this is something I will have to get used to be honest. Um, the yellow and purple or yellow and blue, um, not completely my cup of tea. Would you guys choose a bike like this? Uh, but it makes sense. This is the model I love. This is the bike I know. This is where I can get the same bike fit on that the same bike position that I have already. It's electronic shifting. I could sell the wheels, put my zips in. This is it. This is it. This is the bike that makes sense. It's still available in my size. It's still available in an S. You know what? I'm gonna get this one. Hey, yeah, why not? You only live once, right? Hey guys, thanks for watching. You'll see the unboxing video soon. Bye.